Rest days are always a hot topic. You have people who swear by training every day, following a no days off philosophy. On the other end, some advocate for minimal training, claiming that more than 3 days a week of intense bodyweight training is overtraining. The issue with both extremes is that they miss a critical factor: training volume and intensity. It's not about how often you train, it's about what you are doing in each session and how it aligns with your goals. If your goal is to build strength, master advanced skills, or increase muscle with calisthenics, your training must be challenging enough to spark adaptation. However, it also needs to leave room for recovery. That's where proper training volume and intensity become essential. For example, let's compare two people training 6 days a week. The first person focuses on high volume, advanced movements like handstand push-ups, front levers and archer push-ups, performing each set with 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. Their sessions are intense and their volume is high, but not maximal. Now, the second person also trains 6 days a week, but sticks to the basic movements like standard push-ups, bodyweight squats or hanging leg raises, performing fewer sets and stopping 3 or 4 reps before failure. Their volume and intensity are both significantly lower. Even though both are training the same number of days, the workloads are worlds apart. The first person, pushing harder with more volume and advanced exercises, will require more recovery. Meanwhile, the second person, training with lower volume and intensity, may not need additional rest days because their sessions don't strain their recovery capacity. This shows that the number of training days alone is meaningless, without considering the actual workload. For the first person, cutting back to 5 training days while maintaining high intensity and volume might improve recovery and performance. So instead of debating whether 3, 4, 5 or 6 days a week is ideal, the real question is, what is the quality and quantity of the work during the sessions? If your goal is to build strength or muscle with calisthenics, don't get hung up on the number of training or rest days. Instead, figure out how many sets and reps you need to stimulate growth, the intensity level required for progress, and how often you need to train specific skills or muscle groups. Once you know that, the next step is critical: understanding how much rest you need to recover fully, so you can train at a high level and come back stronger. For most people aiming to build muscle and strength with calisthenics, 1 rest day per week, a 6-day split, leaves very little room for error. You need to manage intensity and recovery meticulously. Training 6 days a week is doable, but walking the line between stimulus and recovery is tricky and demands consistency with sleep, nutrition and stress management. On the other hand, for those with 2 or 3 rest days per week, there's more flexibility. This balance allows you to push harder in sessions without overloading your recovery system. 2 to 3 rest days per week is often the sweet spot for most people. It lets you recover fully while still training effectively. Personally, I recommend no more than 5 days a week of calisthenics training. It's a perfect balance. It allows you to spread out your sessions, keep them shorter and more focused, and still get 2 full rest days to recover. For many, this setup creates a sustainable rhythm that avoids burnout. Looking at elite calisthenics athletes or even gymnasts, you'll notice that while they may practice frequently, their workload is often carefully calibrated. Many of them follow a structured approach, training 4 to 5 days a week while alternating between skill practice, strength work and active recovery. The key takeaway is this: it's not about how many days you train or rest, it's about how smartly you approach your sessions. The intensity, volume and progression of your work is what ultimately dictate results. As always, if you are enjoying the content and want to see more of the best calisthenics insights, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next session.